Hey guys, welcome to the Off Duty podcast, the one-stop shop where we talk love, work, pleasure, and how we are going to create the lives that we desire.
So, grab a beverage, get cozy, and let's get ready for today's conversation. Hi, Penny.
Hi, Danny.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you very much for asking. How's your week been?
Oh my goodness. I feel
She's grinning like a Cheshire cat, guys.
not the narrator. She's narrating my life. I feel so at peace.
Oh, that's great.
Like it's radiating from my head to my toes. And I can't remember, I think I tweeted a few weeks ago and I was like, the petals in the peace lily are budding. Like, this is the first time they've come out in like almost 12 months.
I feel like this is the first time I've seen them like here properly.
Yeah. So I felt like that was the first sign of like the peace kind of like rooting itself back in my life.
I love how you said that. Rooting itself back in your life.
Yeah, like it's firmly like planting itself.
Yeah.
And I think I just need to lean into it, and I feel like I have because the petals are coming out, the sun's been out. It's not been as gloomy, I don't think. It's been cloudy, but it's not been raining.
Yeah.
So you've got to take a win.
This is true. And I feel like actually the past like week or two, the weather forecast has given rain, but it's not actually rained.
Yeah, exactly. And then last week so you know how like there's that rub, like that vapor rub that you can put on your like muscles to
Vicks.
The Vicks. Exactly. Yeah, I was trying to, you know, just Vicks. So I went swimming last week. And I've been kind of like trying to force myself into this whole routine of trying to stick to going to the gym 3 days, trying to like basically just having this illusion of control when in actual fact my body's just burnt out, and I can't, after I burn out, after our different types of rest episode, I was like, I actually just need to accommodate to this season that I'm in, and I cannot be working at the same, like I cannot be working with the same routine from the start of the year because the energy levels are completely different. Okay. So instead of going to the gym, I was like, I'm just gonna go to the sauna, then after the sauna, I'm gonna go swimming. And when I tell you, I remember like we went Sulphur Keys afterwards. I was telling you how like, do you know how like so much tension builds in your shoulders? Yeah. Like all that tension was gone. And I think since then, it's just, I feel at peace. And obviously like there's the intermittent times where it's like, there's a lot of like closing up in my chest and everything. I feel suffocated. However, I feel like
there's a general tone of peace.
There's a general tone of peace. And I'm like, this peace is here to stay.
Period.
And that's what I've just been journaling and meditating. And I'm like, this peace, you're staying right here. But yeah, so how's your week?
That is so lovely.
Thank you.
I love that for you, bro.
Thank you. Not you always having this thing when we recorded.
I was just saying about how I feel like I'm getting ill. I've just felt like there's just been something about my throat for like the past 2 weeks or even 3 maybe. I should probably go to the doctor.
You should probably do a COVID test.
Yes. I was about to say something Anywho. How's my week been, you ask? It's been okay. I'm trying to think of like any like, actually a highlight of this past sort of period has been that day that we did go to Sulphur Keys and we met our friend.
Yeah.
That evening was so nice. It was such a nice evening.
Yeah.
I initially wasn't even going to go.
Me three.
I initially wasn't going to go because I was just like, I need to get home. I need to cook food for the next few days because I don't have anything in and yada, yada, yada. And I was just trying to like be a certain way, right? Anyway, I decided, Daniela, just go. Just go, enjoy your time with your friend, and then there will be tomorrow to make food. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, I go, and we hang out, and it's great. And then you ended up coming, and it was like by this canal. Waterfront. And it was just such a beautiful evening. Honestly. And then I came back, and then you put that Vicks.
So not the Vicks. I was about to say Vapor Rub.
The Vapor Rub on my shoulders, and then you gave me a little massage, and I was like just like cleaning my nose piercings, and it was just such a nice moment. It was a nice evening filled with like.
Did you sleep better?
I
didn't get reviews.
I slept better because I had such a lovely time. Like it felt like such warm feminine energy, and that rejuvenated me a little bit. You know what I mean? So like that's been a huge highlight for me in the past week. There's been some downs, like health issues wise, but it's altogether it's been okay. It's been an alright week, and I thank God. You know, I thank God.
Altogether, life is looking up. We've got things to look forward to.
It is. And we've got Holy Week coming.
Exactly.
The Bezzy is coming down, and it's going to be such a fun-filled week. So excited. So yeah, life is okay. Life is good.
Life is good. 100%. Anywho.
Hashtag grateful.
Hashtag grateful. Hashtag present.
Grateful.
Anywho, what's your love note this week?
My love note is this. So it all began on, guess where? TikTok. Exactly.
Yes!
Yeah, it began on TikTok.
I was like, it's not BuzzFeed, it's Twitter.
Yeah, it was on TikTok. Yeah, I'm super predictable sometimes. Anyway, I saw this TikTok from this person called I think it's Hewley. It's Huely. It's a word of the day. They listen, because I've been using my vocabulary app more like this week.
I need to download that app because let me tell you. Because honestly, between me saying
proves the point.
Like, honestly.
Widen the vocabulary range.
So we can stop saying like throughout the whole
Bruh.
Now she's fighting the urge to say like.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry, as you were saying.
Yeah, so I'm on TikTok. It's a word of the day. It's a word of the day video, right? So this guy, Don Hewley, he gives us this word called sonder. So I Googled this word to see, is this actually what it means? Because I've never heard this word before. And also, like, I don't know. Not that I know every word, lol. But just to see. I didn't see, like, a proper, like, you know, like you see, like, Oxford Dictionary definitions or something. It didn't have that. But I did stumble upon, guess what? This Tumblr page. And apparently, this is now back onto the internet, but apparently, this page was, okay, I'm going to just read it. So, coined by John Koenig in 2012, whose project, The Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows, which is the name of the page, aims to come up with new words for emotions that currently lack words. So, the word that I'm talking about is called sonder, right? Mm-hmm. This is what sonder means. Sonder means the realization that each random passerby is living a life as vivid and complex as your own, populated with their own ambitions, friends, routines, worries, and inherited craziness, an epic story that continues invisibly around you, like an anthill spiraling deep underground with elaborate passageways to thousands of other lives that you'll never know existed, in which you might appear only once, as an extra sipping coffee in the background, as a blur of traffic passing by on the highway, as a lighted window at dusk. And then there's like a little bit that says everyone has a story. And that word I feel like it inspired me, right? I noted it down and I was like, I'm gonna have to write something on this because I think sometimes we have I feel like we all have a tendency. I think like this is just human nature that we centralize ourselves a lot, and that's true.
Yeah, that
right?
spotlight effect.
Yeah, that's totally true. But I think we can sometimes feel like all eyes are on us. Like everyone's looking at you. Everyone's watching what you said. Yes. They're going to remember everything that you said, everything that you did, and it can cause all of these types of negative feelings, etc., etc. But like life is like everyone is living their own lives. Everyone's living their own lives, and like that's such a beautiful thing. They're all in their own little realities, and they're like
thinking their own embarrassing moments.
Yes. And it's like it's also just like such a pleasure to like be part of other people's lives, because I always think like spending time with someone is such like an important thing, I think, because
I agree.
Our life is so finite. We have a very limited amount of time.
Yeah.
Which I'm going to backtrack on later. But anyway, a very limited amount of time. And it's like someone could be doing literally anything. But they've decided, no, I'm going to spend this time that I will never get back, these few hours, this day, these months, and I'm going to spend them with you.
Wow.
I'm going to spend it on the phone.
Yeah.
I'm going to message you. I'm going to... Do you know what I mean? And it's just like such it's so intimate, I think, and it's so, I think, meaningful.
Yeah. And you know, there's something that I read years ago, and they were basically saying, if you want to know what it is you love the most, look or assess what you spend the most time with, and it puts things into perspective, because if you want to be that person who like basically don't scroll on social media, be in real life with people, like that is such a beautiful...
It's such a beautiful word, and I wish I could play the video of the guy this Don guy, whose TikTok I saw, because they describe it in even more beauty. Like that was beautiful, but like it was just TikTok guys.
Yeah.
not me.
That reminds me of, do you know the love note from like a few weeks ago, where I was like, what was it? We had like the old boyfriend something, or the recipe from an ex's mom, and this, and it's like there's so many ways that people touch us with their time, and those are the things that will literally stay with us. For like,
it's magical. Like in my mind, I see like threads of like gold, with just like glitter, and anyway,
I agree.
It's time is important, and
it's all you hear.
Use it wisely. And on that note, what's your love note?
So my love note is from an Instagram. My favorite. One of my favorite. Let me not say my favorite. One of my favorite Instagram.
We don't do favorites over here.
We don't do favorites over here. One of my favorite Instagram pages, and it's called 2T Chucks Vibes. And I remember like when I was with an ex, I remember like one of my love languages is like love letters, all these different things, but there's a way this person would write, and I was like, this really sums up my love for this person so well. This is what I want to share with them. Anywho, so they basically said, love is real and it's worth it, and it's so important to me. Before I continue, these are sentiments that I feel, and I definitely feel like these are some of the things that these are things that I feel about love and believe. So love is real and worth it, and it's so important to me. It's pretty much my entire political, spiritual, philosophical deal. You can be critical of how romantic love is commodified and dominated by heteronormative myths, for sure. But people out there are like, love is fake, and they're not doing anything interesting or subversive. Love is revolutionary because systems that oppress us are directly opposed to all kinds of love, interpersonal love and self-love, etc. They're trying to drive it out of us. Love is an action. Love is a choice. Love is, sorry. Love as an action. Love as a choice. Love as something you cultivate and tend to is the best thing in the world. And it is absolutely the center of my life. And I completely agree. And I truly, I probably said this before, but I really hate that people say that love is not enough, because it's like, if you unpick and actually try to understand what love is, the foundations of love are rooted in so many. The foundations of love are the basic concepts of like humanity, human connection, and all these different things. Yeah. And if you want to build and grow with somebody, these are the foundations that you need to have something that will withstand the test of time and all these different challenges that exist. And within my friendships, it's love that binds us. It's the love, it's the honesty, it's the respect, it's the discipline, it's all these different things that exist within these relationships that makes me feel that love is enough and will always be enough. So you cannot ever tell me love is not enough. So yeah.
Wow.
Hashtag certified lover girl.
No, love is. Yeah.
Love is as love does.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you. I feel like I chewed that up a little bit, but do you know, I can't wait to get to a point where when I'm so passionate about something, instead of being able to eloquently just express my point, I have like a gazillion things in my head, all wanting to come out of the one mouth, and just not enough like
processing
power for all the information to come out the way I want it to.
I hear that. 100%. 100%.
Baby steps.
I'm with you, girl. I'm with you.
Anywho.
But yeah, speaking of love, our episode today, the Pod Huddle, is about, what is it about? Dating and relationships to some capacity. Yeah, relationships and dating.
Yeah. Everything everywhere all at once.
Yeah, very, very that. We're gonna jumpstart it off with some relationship Reddit threads.
Yes.
Because we're Reddit babes now.
Yes, we are.
I've got 3.
Are they like the other Am I the Assholes ones, or
no?
Just relationship Reddit.
Just some people asking questions at the end of their stories.
Okay, cool. Okay.
They're more open ended. Anyway, you'll hear. So, this is, let me just read it. I was seeing this, do you know what, I'm reading it, and I don't even know which one it is, so I'm just like, this is surprising to me. I was seeing this guy for 4 years. We were F-buddies. He'd date others, and I'd find out and get jealous and expose him. We'd break up, and he'd come back.
Why are you laughing? Enlighten us.
He would only see me for sex, yet he'd do activities and take other girls out. I would confront him about not doing stuff together, and he'd ignore it. He got a girlfriend, I found out, told her, she stayed, and now he's contacted me again. He said he will take me on dates if I keep it down low. I said no, I want public. He said, sorry, I can't do that. I don't see you as a girlfriend. I said, I'm leaving, and he said, aren't you scared of losing me? The questions are, how do I get guys to see me serious? What did I do wrong?
That's rough. That is rough. That is rough.
Rough's one way of putting it.
What did you do wrong? First of all, you need to heal, because you
gotta value yourself first. because otherwise you can't let other people place that value on you, because they will take you for a mug, as this one individual has.
Yes. Like Danny said, boundaries are for you. Yikes. And not for anyone else.
That is a lot.
And it's easier said than done, because, like, you know, something that I constantly bring up in therapy is, like, I have a connection. But it's like, at some point, you also just literally need to look at yourself in the mirror and just be like, how much is this? Something's not connecting clearly. And, like...
Sparks are flying in a bad way.
Oh.
It's about to combust.
I feel for the go on.
I feel like a lot of people in this situation, I can't lie.
So many.
A lot of people are in this situation, and like, we just have to rate ourselves a bit more.
Yeah, we do. And the first step is literally just, you need to learn, you need to heal. Like, you need to somehow begin this healing journey. And it takes so much time.
Yeah. Because imagine the kind of damage that this type of stuff does to your, like, self-esteem. And then, in turn, what we then allow from partners in the future. Because if the people that we are wanting and we are kind of allowing in our spaces, especially in this particularly intimate way, it's like, it's setting us up almost as like some sort of framework as to what to expect from future partners. And so we're gonna expect and allow and accept such little things.
Yep. And I think we are very much in a generation where this thing called a situationship.
Girl.
Situationships, I need them to just burn the concept. The whole thing, they just need to burn to the ground. It's very much scary, and it's not a cute look.
Situationships are stressful.
That's really sad. I feel for her.
I do.
The only thing I can say, like, girl, just take baby steps. It's baby steps.
She said, how do I get guys to see me seriously?
You got to see yourself seriously
that
first.
Part. That's exactly what I was thinking.
You have to see yourself seriously.
Yeah. Is this it's the same thing with what you just said, the boundaries thing.
Yep. And you know, more time, that there's a thing that I keep saying there's a thing, life experience and all, but people say that you attract what you think you deserve. Me dragging you, so we're all in this together.
We're all dragging each other.
Yeah, you only accept what you think you deserve, and
you have to like really like innately like and intrinsically and strongly believe and remind ourselves, even when we don't believe, we have to just keep telling ourselves we deserve so much more. We deserve to be loved.
We deserve the world.
This person is not showing that they love you. Love is an action.
Yep.
And you don't need to be in love with someone to love another human being. Yep. Like, you can just like rate them as a person, as someone who has feelings.
Yep.
And emotions.
Yeah.
Go on. It looks like it's burning you.
So one of the issues I feel like with guys, especially in our generation, when within the capacity of like, you know, the whole casual sex and situationships, when you ask for respect, they seem to think that you're asking them for a relationship, for all these different things, but it's actually like we need to actually have some level of like, we need to have something that's the bare minimum.
Yeah.
We need a level of like, we have to be. Nowadays, the friends, it's not even friends with benefits anymore. It's literally just men sleeping with you because you're not even getting any benefits from it. Do you know what I mean?
And the friends part is definitely out of the window.
The friends part is and so it makes it so hard, and I hate it that it makes it so hard for when you want a casual situation, when you just want casual sex with somebody, or when people are wanting casual sex and they're saying like, by the way, these are what my boundaries are. This is what I want from the situation. People seem to think that
you're confused on what
you're confused. Like, you want a relationship, you're asking too much of them. When in actual fact, like...
all you're asking for is respect.
It's... Can you imagine? And people won't even give you that.
It's scary. And that's... Your love note was very, obviously, fitting. But especially that thing of love is commodified. Like, I was literally thinking about that on the bus. Perhaps it's because... Not the bus. Damn. Damn! The ghetto.
Oh my gosh. We're gonna talk about our ex today. And that just literally just gave me a flash of one of my ex.
Screaming. But I was literally just thinking about how, like... I think one of the big hurdles we have to get over, like, all together collectively, is remembering
yeah.
what love is.
Yeah.
Unlearning what we are being told love is.
Mm-hmm.
Because ultimately, a lot of the time, whenever, like, a specific image or a specific type of thing is being pushed in media, social media, and it's like, you know, express love in this particular way. A lot of the time, there's like some nefarious, nefarious, like,
an ulterior motive,
basically, that is often not for us, not for the people. They aren't trying to bring us together and have community and understand each other and really grow and, like, be happy and have these full and satisfying relationships. That isn't what they want us to do, because if we did that, then we would be happy, and then we wouldn't be doing all this wahala. We wouldn't be in work most of our lives.
That's true.
We wouldn't be paying stupid amounts for basic things.
Yeah. Because isn't it crazy how there's a time when there's a friend of ours who was like, yeah, I bought such and such a girl for their birthday, like a £600 bag. And it's like, first of all, okay, you can spend your money however how you choose. But at the same time, it's like, for what? For what?
Yeah.
Because we're all in this, like, loophole and cycle of, like, this is what love should be. They need to take me, they need to buy me a £700 bag, they need to buy me this, they need to pay my rent, they need to take me on 10 holidays a year, when in actual fact, like, we are literally starting out. This is what our tax bracket is. The money that we're going to be making in our 40s or 30s is not the same money that we're going to be making in our 20s.
Yeah, it's all a diversion. And it's also, that brings me back to, I remember a few episodes ago when we were talking about, like, social media and, like, I can't remember exactly what the topic was, but the idea that, like, celebrity life and celebrity culture, the life of the rich and famous, has been made so accessible to us that we compare ourselves as though we're on the same level. And that's not to say they're higher than us, but they have a different tax bracket, guys. We live in two different lives.
Let's be honest.
Two different lives. And so, like, let's not aspire for things that are literally unattainable, because that's the point, that we will continuously work and be unhappy and continue working so that we try to reach this perfect place of whatever.
It warps our idea of success, doesn't it?
It does.
I'm reading a book right now called, I think it's The Happiness Advantage. I cannot remember the author. They're basically saying how it's not success that causes happiness, it's happiness that leads to success.
Right.
And it's like, obviously, do you know what I mean? But there's so many of us so unhappy trying to like chase a false idea of success and what success looks like, when in actual fact, like, we're miserable. The rates of suicide are so much higher. There's a lot going on. And so when it comes to dating, that's why, like, when it comes to dating, people don't, and I wonder if, like, people can't bring those things that are shown on social media to the table, they're like, I'll just use these people for how I see fit, because I'm not able to fulfill A, B, C, D, E. Yet, like, the most important thing, it's we are supposed to be growing together.
Yeah.
And this is something like, as I'm dating, I always tell people, like, I want somebody that's a friend. The things and the values and the morals and all the incredible things I have in my friendships, that's the thing I want in my partner. Yeah, and those are the things that they...
First and foremost, yeah.
And those are the things that they need to bring to the table, because in all my friendships, I don't expect them to financially look after me. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I don't expect them to break their back. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Because I know we all bring our own thing to the table, and it's...
Yeah. We are whole individuals.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what all these systems do, innit? They try to have us put value on things that aren't truly worthwhile. And so because we kind of, obviously we're raised in this culture, we grow up understanding that, or rather thinking that these are things that will bring us love and fulfillment and like in this particular way, specifically in like romantic relationships, because that's what we're talking about. And then you are trying to get it and you realize, actually, I'm really unhappy. And then it's like not even knowing what it is that actually what we want, what we want love to look like for us.
Yeah, and that's why this message of that whole concept of love is not enough, love is not enough. They keep pushing this idea when in actual fact, like, if you look at it, your argument is flawed. Because if we had more love, it would solve so many things within our society. And if our partnership is based on love, we are more likely to have a fulfilling partnership. Because what do you mean love is not enough? Is it not love that's keeping your friendships together?
We definitely don't live in a loving society, because if we lived in a loving society, there'd be a lot, like you just said, a lot that's happening that would not be happening.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Yeah.
Anywho. Second one.
Oh my goodness, we're on 30 minutes.
Yikes. Okay. I'll do one more then. You decide. I'll give you the titles and you can tell me which one you think you want to hear. I know which one I want to do.
Right, do the one that you want to do. Do the one you want to do.
What I want to do.
I'll give you the choice.
I'll give you choice. Psych.
I know what I want to do.
About a year ago, I, 29 female at the time, went on a date with a man, 35 male. He was very kind and intelligent, and I felt comfortable in his presence. He followed up with me after our coffee date to say that he'd had a wonderful experience and wanted to meet again. I, however, had gotten divorced prior, which he was aware of, and I must have gotten cold feet. I explained that I didn't feel as ready to date again as I had thought, and he said he understood and to keep me in mind in the future. I left it at that. Now, I'd like to follow up with this person and I'd love to go out with him again. But we had only communicated via a dating app on which we matched. I no longer have my old account on the app, and I have not seen him again on the app with my current account. All I have is his first name and the name of the academy he works at, but I was able to find him easily by Googling just that information.
Yikes.
His email address is listed on the website, so I have a way of contacting him. Should I send him an email to ask him Should I send him an email to ask him out, or is it just weird? It's either that or nothing. So what do you think? Do you think it'd be weird if?
It's just how long ago was that?
It was a year ago.
A year ago.
When they went on a coffee date. It sounds like it was a singular coffee date, but he said he had a wonderful time. She had as well, but she hadn't felt ready. Now she feels ready.
I would. Would you? What's the worst that can happen?
I don't know. I just feel like I don't know. it feels a little intrusive to have Googled him and remembered like all this information, Googled him, found his email, and sent him like an email. It just feels like
a bit much.
It feels a little bit much, but I don't know if. Yeah, I don't know.
I hear it.
I'm just trying to think if I was him.
How would you feel?
And someone did that, how would I feel?
I personally don't think that's that crazy because I've heard stories of like how people send when people are blocked and everything to contact the person that they were previously with. They'll send them like money and they'll send a message via bank transfer.
I think I'm a little bit. So at work today, I was just like watching videos and like this sort of masterclass type situation about stalking, and they were talking about like online stalking, obviously, and I think I'm a little bit hyper aware because of that right now. And obviously, I've just seen this email. I'm just kind of like, would it be a bit intrusive? So I don't. The answer is I don't know.
I feel like it would definitely be intrusive if like he'd said, let's leave it at that. However, he was like, contact me again. But they never shared details. So if somebody messaged me, I'd be like, this is his. Yeah.
I just wonder if I don't know if this is even deeper, but if you can find their email, can you not just find their social media and then message them on there?
That's true. Is it not the same
but
thing?
It's not the same thing. I don't know about this one personally. But you think just email?
Yeah, I would.
Fair enough.
What that makes me look like, but don't care.
That will end the Reddit segment of this pod huddle.
Oh my goodness. We are moving on to my favourite part of today's episode. Oh my goodness. So, we are going to talk about icks. How would you define an ick, Danny?
I define icks as just kind of like things that might not make sense to other people that are just like huge turn-offs.
Yeah, that's a good description. Huge turn-off.
Huge turn-offs.
And it makes no sense. Did you say it doesn't make sense?
Yeah, I said might not make sense to other people.
So we asked our friends about what their icks are, and also our own personal icks. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
I'll go first, and then you can then read out the rest of the icks as well, as well as your own. So some ick that So actually, when I was thinking about this, I found it a bit difficult to come up with originally, like organically, and then I was just scrolling through. I was scrolling through some like lists, and I was just like, yes, no, and so that's how I kind of came up with my list. First thing, food and just things around the mouth. That is, and to be also disclaimer, a lot of these things are more like if it's a continuous thing. Do you know what I mean? Okay. Obviously, people are gonna have food around their mouth every now and again. Do you know what I mean? But like, if it's something that is happening with you a lot, it's giving ick.
There's people who like when they eat, somehow food just ends up there.
God, I can't. And then you don't feel it, or you don't even think, let me just wipe my mouth in case. I don't know. For me, it's an ick. On the same vein, sleep in the eyes, but like chronically, like all the time.
But if they've got a chronic problem,
I mean, if it's a like I was going to say scientific problem, if it's a medical problem, that's another conversation. Obviously, like if there's explanations for things, then fair. But like, just like generally, they just like sleep around the eyes. It's a lot. Men with long fingernails. Especially when they're dirty, especially when it's the pink, when it's just the pinky. Okay, I don't know if like guitarists constantly have like long fingernails. I feel like that is not a thing all the time. But when you see men with just
unkept unkempt nails. And then there'll be men that don't believe in getting like manis and manicures and pedis, and it's like,
because that's gay.
Scary.
Dry lips. Ashy skin. If it's eczema, again, guys, if there's a medical problem, and it's like, you know what you're gonna do. But like when it's resolvable.
Why are you not oiling your skin and your lips? They're trying to start a fire with your lips.
Girl. Ew. I've got on here know-it-alls, men who have like quite misogynistic views.
Yeah.
Unwilling to challenge them. Men that call women females. Ick. Immediate ick. Loud chewing, eating with your mouth open, ick. I've got, the last one I've got is just like clapping on airplanes when there's just like no need. There's just like no need. The plane was smooth, it's fine. They're getting paid.
Screaming.
If there was a lot of turbulence and it was like everyone was scared for their lives.
Yeah. Screaming.
But anyway.
Daniela's future partner, I'm gonna need you to listen to this episode and take notes.
Yeah, well, those are the few that I came up with. What are some that you came up with?
So, mine. Men that don't wash their bums because they think it's gay.
Yikes.
That's just scary.
That is so scary. In fact, it's frightening.
Scary! Men that aren't comfortable in their own skin and they project it onto other men. Yep. I just think like such men are so like, you know how men are like, yeah, we can spot an insecure woman, but it's like we can also spot an insecure man that's trying to project this.
It's actually boring.
It's boring, and they try to act like, yeah, I'm like,
okay, well done.
Okay. Men that want to be chased. Men, go on.
Nothing, I'm just laughing because you're not expanding on it. Full stop. Next.
People that stand up when the plane hasn't come
a
to a full stop.
But absolutely.
In
fact, I might just have to put that on top, above the clapping, because that is so annoying.
Because, let's be frank and let's be Lampard, you're not getting off this plane first. The pilot hasn't even braked. They haven't even done the reverse park into the spot.
They've not opened the bloody doors. The stairs haven't come up yet. Sit down. What's that saying in Luganda about like when you stood over someone, you're draining the blood from their head?
No, but honestly, like, what are you doing?
Unnecessary.
Just honestly, that grinds. That winds me up. Winds me up.
It's a lot.
Men with no female friends, and this is men who like within a religious context, like. Those men are excluded. But when you have like men who don't have the capacity of not sexualizing women, to be specific, men who just talk about sex, it's like
boring.
Is this, you have a whole mind, and this is like what's the word? The capacity? Is this all like your brain can like come up with?
Conjure.
Exactly. And oh my gosh.
Yikes.
Men
Yikes.
that washing machine your mouth. I don't know why, but that even just started like, I feel like I felt a cold sore coming up because of that.
Not a cold sore.
No, but like,
it's a lot.
It's a lot. Kissing, guys, I've said this before, like, kissing is an art that so many men, like, have just not perfected. And and this isn't to say, like, I've kissed a lot of people. To be Pacific. But the few people I've kissed, there's only, like, a handful who I can be like, this was nice.
Yeah. I feel like when it's like washing machine type kissing, it makes the act for me it makes like really physical, and all I can think about is the fact that your spit and your mouth is near me. And that's kind of flipping gross.
Oh, that's disgusting.
We'll literally leave that there.
That is, do you know, for me, like, kissing it's black and white for me. I either like it or I don't. And the don't part is literally like, I experience the saliva.
Yeah.
And I don't want to experience the saliva.
Exactly.
I experience.
Exactly.
I can literally hear the bacteria coming off your tongue.
Yeah.
And just literally making their way into my own mouth.
Single file. Just walking across the bridge.
It's too much.
100%.
It's too much.
100%.
I definitely, do you know what, kissing, I think kissing is actually just it's a deal breaker. It's a deal breaker. I don't know if I teach somebody how to kiss, but like.
The thing is, I feel like we learn each other. You learn how to.
That's if you don't run away when they've washing machine in your mouth.
I'm screaming.
Because if somebody washing machines, what
to do?
What? And the thing is, like, let's be real.
Let's be real.
Let's be real.
Let's be frank.
We are at the age that we're at, right? And we usually go for people who are either our age or older. So at your big age, you still don't know how to kiss, but you know algebra. That does not make sense to me.
I stand firm in the fact that I feel like you can learn how to be with another person. You can learn how to like engage with them in the way that they need to be engaged with, let's say.
When you're kissing.
But yeah.
It requires patience.
It requires patience. And also it requires a level of humility.
But the thing is, as women, we give men so much grace that they don't give us. So I don't feel like they deserve.
I'm screaming.
I don't feel like they deserve.
Well.
And I don't know. Because men literally get about so much. They hoe about. So you're telling me you're kissing all these people like this? You better take that mouth back.
I'm so dead.
Okay, more icks. These are in the category of just dumb.
Not dumb.
A man running for a bus.
I'm screaming. I'm screaming. First of all, we're going to come back to that one because we're going to talk. Because one of the questions, right, that we have down in the script is, what's the question again now?
Should you date one, bro?
Should you date one, bro? We're going to come back to that. We're going to come back to that, right? Because I have some things to say.
A man holding an umbrella.
I'm screaming.
These are icks that I've through like conversations that when we've asked people. So a man holding an umbrella apparently. Okay. But that man running for a bus thing, that's me. That's all me.
I'm screaming. Let me not invalidate people's like. Oh, because I was gonna say, what are you talking about an umbrella? But you know what? That's their experience. That's okay.
Men that sit at the front of taxis.
I feel like that says a lot about them.
Honestly, right? And then when I ask my male friends what their icks are, they're like being vain. What? Someone was like using a straw. No, I think it's men using a straw. I
was gonna say, do you know what? This is what icks are. It's things that other people just sometimes they don't understand.
My other male friends were like, women that act a higher class than they actually are. Yikes.
Say that again.
Women that act a higher class than they actually are.
Yikes.
Entitlement.
Mm-hmm.
Bad breath.
Yikes.
When a guy barefaced lies.
Whoa.
Asking questions which feels like they're equally not interested. That one.
Oh my goodness.
especially in the day and age of dating online, it's literally like too much.
It's a lot.
When he's talking smack about his ex and bashing her.
That part. I feel like that isn't even a nick, that's a red flag.
Yeah. Inconsistency, monotonous conversation. Heavy. Do you know what? Another thing I'm tired of online dating. Do you know what's actually like breaking my back?
Another thing, we've not talked about it yet.
Carrying conversation. You can't hunt, you can't gather, you can't even carry a conversation.
Wow.
What are you bringing to the table?
Wow. I'm screaming.
Like, let's start because people love the whole conversation of what you're bringing to the table, right? You're not hunting, you're not gathering, you're not bringing bread, but you're still expecting me to carry the conversation. Be for real.
BFFR.
Be for real. Talking about themselves and only redirecting the conversations, redirecting the questions back to themselves. Guys that want a woman to chase, that's a popular one. Guys that ask me out, yet expect me to plan the date. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
I feel like that is the same vein of carrying the conversation.
Jumping to sex talk instantly when you barely know them.
Not far. No, I just wanted to add one more because I was speaking to a friend about it.
Go on.
And she went, men take a picture of their food whilst you are.
I just remembered one as well.
God.
Men that use filters. Snapchat filters.
I'm so... What's wrong with that?
A lot of things.
I'm screaming.
On that note.
How is single life treating you, Anina?
Single life is so... Oh, okay. I'll go off on a tangent. Let me stop. We've already been here for a long time. We
got work tomorrow.
We got things to do. We've got breadwinners. We have to be breadwinners for our own sales. So single life has been a humbling experience. But the way I would describe it is being single is genuinely the lesser of two evils. It is the lesser of two evils because I often internalize being single as though it's my fault, when in actual fact, like it's got nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with me. But like I need people to stand to get up to my standard. And so when people are not coming they're not meeting your standards. Yeah. Would I rather be with somebody who isn't meeting my standards or be single? And I feel like being single, it is. It is literally the lesser. I hate, like, all the icks that we've been talking about. Forget the running for a bus because that's just really silly. But, like, it's not. It's just been a lot of, like, this season has taught me more boundaries. I'm really enjoying... I'm enjoying dating at 25 because I've really found my voice. I'm very vocal about what it is I want and I'm not settling for it. And younger me would be so proud and I'm making her so proud. While I'm describing it as a lesser of two evils, it's not even a lesser of two evils. It's great that I'm doing all these things because...
Yeah. What is the alternative?
What is the alternative?
It's facts.
Have my nervous...
What?
You swear it.
No, I said it's facts.
Yeah, so how's single life treating you? So, the lady in front of me has got her eyes closed in a saddening how would I even describe it? Deflated?
Deflated is one way you could describe it. How I would describe my own single life.
Okay, yes, go on.
Is I have it written. Some days are better than others.
Seasons.
Exactly, seasons. I feel like what I'm realizing, or what I've realized in my growth, in my growing of ages, whatever, is that touch is something that is quite, it's important for me. Yeah, it's important. The other thing is that it is also quite closely connected to my like emotions and like my emotional connection with said individual, or like, yeah. The issue is like I have an ebb and flow of this like skin hunger, and more than hunger, it's like ravenous.
Oof.
Being ravenous, right?
Oof.
For touch. And because, and specifically in like an intimate way, right? But because it is so connected to like my emotions, like it feels really uncomfortable, obviously, to be touched by anyone who I'm not like, feeling.
Yeah.
And so when it's really there, it's that especially that bit.
Oh.
It be hurting. It be hurting some
a little bit.
Just a little.
Waking up in the morning, thinking about different things. I wish things would get better. I hear it.
Yeah. But like you said, basically, at the end of the day, even though it's to some extent it's relatively easy to be able to get into a relationship, because it's not like
it is easy.
You can bend and twist sideways and do all the gymnastics
and do the crab
and do the bridge and accept whatever love is being given to you from the first person who's offering it.
Yes.
But realistically, we know what we want, and
yes,
we deserve, like we were talking about earlier, we deserve love that brings us peace and gives us space to explore ourselves in this full and safe way with this person. And ultimately, and I'm sure you share the sentiment as well, we're just willing to wait.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, it's a lesser. I would rather be how I am now, because I'm fine.
That part.
Than to be in a relationship that is draining and robs you of the love that you deserve. And sets you so much back. Because if you get into a relationship where you are then traumatized, then you have to heal. That's long. Long day.
It's from a psychologist, so don't do it because it's long.
Day. I'm not qualified yet, but yeah.
Do you know what you said about the touch thing? Touch is like it's a transaction in energy. Like whether it's sexual touch, whether it's literally just touch of the skin, there's so much energy that's transferred through skin contact, and that's why like there's certain times when, say, if you're going through something and a hug from the right person has that power, it kind of like, it's as though it's an energy transaction. They're taking that heavy energy away from you and they're taking it on themselves. And so when you say that, why would I go and subject myself? For me, one thing that I constantly remind myself, I'm like, I cannot subject my nervous system to ambiguity, to this feelings of being unsafe. Yeah. Whenever I'm talking to somebody, I'm like, I want a safe partnership. I want to feel safe. You know that thing that you were saying, how you said, was it an Instagram that you sent me where you freely message this person and not have to think like, oh, this person's gonna think I'm doing this, and it's like, all these things, again, when we go back to the conversation about situationships, these situationships have no boundaries, and people want them to have no boundaries and have like remits in which you're working, because they want to abuse and like, they want you to overgive, they want to abuse you, they want to literally ruin your nervous system, and then you have to go and heal all that trauma that you've learned. When friendships, every single type of relationship that you're in, there's boundaries, there's respect, there's all this protection, and it's not there to... It's there for a reason.
Yeah.
It's there for a reason. And so when I say I'm talking to like a grown, like an older man, and I'm telling you what my boundaries are, but you do not have the capacity to understand what boundaries are, whether like it's coming from, again, when we say, oh, I'm going off on a tangent again, but I hate how these situationships have robbed us as women of, like, if I was having casual sex, I feel like they have robbed women of like safe spaces to have casual sex. People, whatever belief systems that people have, women are entitled to having sex and pleasure. They deserve it.
Yeah.
Yet I don't know why people make it so complicated when it's so simple.
Yeah.
I don't want to be your baby mama. I don't want to do all of these different things. I literally simply want to have the pleasure within a respectable boundary, and that's not too much of an ask.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what the other thing is that it's like having these, like, saying what it is that you have, what it is that is acceptable for you and what isn't acceptable for you makes everything clearer. It makes everything so... It's like, you understand me, I understand you, because you know exactly where my limits are, and you can tell me where your limits are, and then there is no ambiguity. And then everyone knows what's going on. You know, if you have that space to be able to do that, you know that if I am getting feelings and I know this is a situation that does not need feelings,
exactly,
then we can talk about it and we can move on from that. Anyway.
Let me tell you.
Life is long. Like, wait. Life is long. Yeah, life is long. Wait, no. Life is short, but it's also long. So just take care of yourself, y'all.
Honestly.
Be safe in these streets. Because
honestly, you can't be... How are you going to be in a situationship for 4 years? 4 years of your life that you're never going to get back.
Because more time. And the bad thing about situationships is that almost all the time, one or more of the individuals in the situation, most probably the woman, is not getting what they want from it.
The tea.
You're there saying, this is what I'm getting from it, this is what he's always almost getting more. So just be careful.
Exactly.
Protect your energy.
And that's why, like...
Value yourself.
100%.
Because you are... Not you are the prize, not that, but...
No, you are.
You have innate value.
You deserve the world. And the thing is, there's people willing to give you the world.
Inherent value, not innate.
There's people willing to give you the world. Yeah. Like, you have to wait. You just have to wait. You have to wait. And I know...
And to be honest, like, I receive all I need right now from the relationships I do have. And so I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful that I do have people around me that offer me that safety and that space to be myself in that way. And it's that thing of, like, any relationship that you do get into, like any type of relationship, it's an addition and it shouldn't be in any real capacity a subtraction from yourself.
Yep.
And so, yeah. Obviously, relationships are very much give and take, and like I said earlier, there's an ebb and flow in terms of like all the different things. But just know you're worth everything. You're worth the wait. You're worth the love.
Honestly.
You're worth the peace. You're worth the patience. You're worth the time for a call, for a text, for a hangout. The bare minimum. You're worth so much more than that. So accept nothing less. Minimum. Try not to work on it. I feel like even just looking in the mirror and just being like, do you know what? I'm gonna just keep saying these things until I really believe it.
I was getting from what you were saying.
Yeah. Until I believe it, I'm gonna just keep saying it, because you are.
Yeah.
Hear it from us. hear it
And you
from
know,
us.
it's one of those things that it gets better with time, because I feel like when I was in my early 20s, communicating my boundaries with people was something that especially like males, because of this whole like male gaze and like being a clown for a man. Been there, done that.
Also, when you were young.
It's I forgot my train of thought.
When you were younger, it was harder to say your boundaries.
Yeah, it's something that it's a work in progress. Like it's one of those things where it's hard at the beginning, but as you do it more often, it's something that becomes easier. And the more you reinforce that, the more you remind yourself that this is what you're worth. It's hard at first, and again, you know that you go. It's seasons, isn't it? Sometimes you go through seasons and like you don't feel like you deserve everything, and so the things you pick up some bad fruit, all these things, because that's what you think you deserve. But ultimately, forgive yourself. Do that healing.
Simba. Is that who it's from?
I don't know.
It is now.
Screaming.
Do you know what? As well, I feel like when I was younger, I used to have this like idea. I mean, yeah, I used to have this idea. There was a lot going on, but this idea that I had to like be perfect.
Oh my god!
I had to be like healed, and I had to be whatever the hell healing is. Or this healed version of me is. This feel like part of growing up is just also realizing like ultimately there's almost never an end.
That part.
There's like never an end, and you have to love it. You have to accept yourself for where you are as well. That's a big. That's not to say that means I'm not changing, but acceptance is a big part of even understanding what it is that you actually do want to even change. So we deserve love in all the ways that we are.
Yeah, 100%.
And it starts with us.
It does. It's hard. It's very, 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 very hard. But making that commitment to yourself, TB to the self-love episode. But
I was gonna say podcast. Anyway.
But I think honestly, like making that commitment to yourself and your well-being, because yes, you'll get into a relationship, but what if like people change? It's that commitment to that, like both of you are both gonna grow together. You're gonna experience this insane journey together, and if those people at the very beginning are showing you that their mind has not got the capacity for that, then it's not a journey you can embark on with such a person.
I also think maybe also what is liberating for me and my own understanding of relationships anyway is that there's just different types of relationships, right? So it's like not every relationship has to be, I don't know how to explain it, like just sometimes take a relationship for what it is. Like so it doesn't have to be, if a relationship ends, that doesn't mean that it was like a failure of a relationship.
Definitely.
It was good for the time that you had it, and it served its purpose for you and that person, and now it's come to a close, as all things do. Yeah.
And also, to what extent are we seeking romantic relationships because we actually want them, or because as 25-year-old women who have finished uni
need to be married by 30,
how much of that, what is it? Is it actually us, or is it the social conditioning that we've gone under?
Exactly. And that's that thing of like just figuring out what love is actually for you.
Exactly. Exactamundo. So, next question, Danny. Danny's been dying. Next question, please. See ya. This is my favorite. I feel like this is gonna be such an interesting dialogue. Should you date when broke?
Okay, I have.
She came ready. She came armed and ready.
No, I have kind of like two sides of this, right?
God.
So whenever I hear this question being asked,
can I just, sorry to cut you off?
Go on.
At the end of this question, we need to both come up to an answer.
I think two truths can be true. Everything depends.
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
I always feel like it has this like undertone of
Capitalism,
and specifically, poor people don't deserve love. I feel like it always has this undertone of poor people don't deserve love, and I don't think that part's true. I don't think that's true. On the other hand, try dating in this climate with no money. What are you doing? Like, how are you doing it? Specifically is what I'm asking.
Let's be specific, because
it's so hard, difficult,
girl.
Because more time, and we're not going to talk about online dating in this episode, but more time, you go on online dating and your bloody radius thing is like, what, 40 miles or something? Even when you bring it down to 20. And also, the more you like shrink the radius in
is
which
that not an upgrade? Don't even mention what online dating actually is, because they'll be getting off this for free.
No. Betty, already, imagine our bloody algorithms, right? We get the same people.
Guys, the time once.
It's a lot.
When there's a person that had matched with Danny that was also mine. There's also exes of like one of our other friends that have been up in my DMs. And it's like, you must have, you guys were like together for a good period of time. There's no way you've not seen.
Yeah. So yeah, I personally don't know how to, I get that you can find inexpensive things to do, etc., etc., etc. But if you are
we're in a cost of living crisis. Nothing is cheap.
It's difficult.
Nothing is cheap.
Even just going to the park, you're going to need something to eat. You're going to need transport to get there. Do you know what I mean? You're going for a meal.
Running for that bus to get it.
I'm screaming. What's your beef about buses? We're supposed to be #climate friendly over here. Public transport is that.
Get an electric car. Stop that.
Grow up and get a license. Dragging myself because I don't have a license. Pray for me. Pray for your home girl.
That's why that is defending the postman.
No, guys, public transport is actually like, that place it's wild. It's the wild west.
Danny, if you're going to get a date, the guy's like, you guys get the bus together.
Oh my god, stop. Stop. Literally stop.
I have no issues taking the bus to get to where I'm going, but we can't get on the bus together. We cannot. If it's my husband, if it's me and my husband, we're just going out on the town, it makes sense. Like, that's my husband. But if it's somebody that I'm dating,
I'm screaming. I feel like going on dates as well. Why would you not? You'd rather walk to where you're going and just like talk
or take
away.
an Uber.
I mean, yeah, true. But like, I feel like maybe I'm romanticizing it, but like long walks, talking, that sounds like a vibe to me. That sounds like a cute little vibe. What are your thoughts on this particular question?
This is like, I will accept people as they are. However,
I will not.
I definitely hear what you're saying. Like, love isn't this thing that's only like for people who have money. But in the climate that we're in, it's very difficult to do something that does not involve money. And there's so many different intersections that come into play. And I can respect, I think for me, when I'm dating somebody, one thing that I personally won't ever do is build someone. I make you out. I'm not, what's that person? Who is that person? Is there a little story about people that are building a house and it was blown down by the pigs?
Yeah. No, the pigs were building the houses and the wolf came and blew it down. Because one of them did it with sticks. And
straw,
something else.
Them ones. I don't even think that makes a point. I don't even think that's the point I'm trying to make. However,
you're not Bob the Builder.
I am not Bob the Builder. Come at me ready. Because the thing is, there's just so many examples of people getting to where it is they need to be. And one thing about women...
Facts of black women?
Women will make a home. Do you know what I mean? Like, by default, women will... Like, okay, let me not generalize because that's a big generalization. But most people, like me as me, I will build. Like, I will... I'm in therapy, guys. I'm in therapy. I will break my back for people. So I need them to come to... Like, for me personally, I wouldn't date somebody. I don't even know what the hell you define as broke. But I think the best way to say it, like, we have to be in the same tax bracket. I don't expect you to be like...
I think that's reasonable.
Yeah. Because ultimately, I'm doing bits. I have my stuff together. Like, I have my stuff together. So I need you to also come to me with your stuff together, doing bits. Because that's the bare minimum I'll accept.
Yeah.
Only because, like... People don't want to spoil people. People don't want to, like, give you the world. And I keep going on about people giving you the world, but, like, I hope black women know that you're so deserving. There's just so much struggle of, there's just so many black girls that at such a young age, they're doing up struggle of. And it's not to say that you should be having, like, 600-pound bags, no. But even if, like, you go to, like, Aldi and buy me 3-pound flowers, do you know what I mean? I'll accept that. I don't need a massive, like, 60-pound bouquet. Yes, I've had that. But, do you know what I mean? Like, do all these thoughtful things, but people just, like, they won't do that. They won't plan things for you. It's not a case of being broke. There's so many activities that you can do that don't involve money. However, this whole mentality is, like, you don't even try.
Name one.
Huh?
Name one.
Go to the park.
Go for a long walk. Pick the flowers from the park.
Like, go to Aldi together. Do a shop.
Is that free?
Give me a foot massage. Or, like, I'm one of those really sentimental ass people. Like, I'm so cringe. Like, if you wrote me a love letter, I'd probably just melt. I would melt. Yeah. You've got paper in your house. Like, write a love note. Let's go sit somewhere. Let's go sit on a bench next to a canal.
Yeah. So maybe the question could be reworded to be maybe something that's more compassionate to everybody. Could be how to date creatively. How to be creative.
That sounds rough.
How to be creative when dating in a cost of living crisis.
For men. Because honestly, long.
Yeah, dating is.
Just wait till we start talking about the online dating. That.
Oh my goodness, I just.
No spoilers.
No, not even about online dating, just dating in general. Like, I think I've said this before as well, but
to remind y'all.
Exactly, reminding each other. All our human experiences is with each other, like having these connections.
Yes.
And so, of course, we're finding it difficult because this is probably like, if we could do this well, what problems would there be? Do you know what I mean? Maybe
what we need to do is design our own app, Danny. A better app for dating where we have people meet in IRL. Mm-hmm. Not speed dating, but something that's cost of living friendly.
Mm-hmm. But maybe it can like pick the date for you. You know, like you have those like vacation websites or whatever, and you just put in this is my price that I have. This is this is when I want to go. These how many people I'm going with. Figure it out. I want a city holiday or like a beach holiday. Figure out where I'm going. Tell me what I'm doing. We've got AI doing the itinerary for us.
Like
it could be something like that.
I see it, girl.
We could include AI because like we're current now.
Tech babies. Women in STEM.
Exactly.
But dating But you know, while we're here bashing dating can be really fun. I think one of the best things about being single, I've been dating myself. I take myself out on I was gonna say I take myself out on runs. Wow. No, but like I am doing things for myself, like by myself.
Figuring out what it is to
Yeah, and to be fair, that's my lazy person guide actually for this episode.
Okay, well, perfect timing then, because guess what part we're on? What part of the episode we're at now?
Their lazy person's guide to saving the world, therefore saving the world.
Action points.
So,
what is your action point?
My action point is, guys, so for those people who are struggling and kind of remembering what their worth is, one place that I would really start is dating yourself. So date yourself so that you have an understanding of what it is that, like, what speaks to you, what your love languages are, how you, once you find a person that you say compatible with, how you would want them to love you. And it makes things a lot easier because, again, that whole thing of, should I, when you're in a position where you're like, oh, should I leave, should I not? But if you've got that solid foundation of like, this is what I do for myself, if you're not adding value, you've got to go, because I can meet these standards for my own self. And yeah. What's yours?
Mine is linked to that, to your point of like, let's say like really understanding the value that you have and in you inherently have. Just like write some statements, and I think we've done this before, affirmations, right? But just like in the morning, say it in the mirror. Yeah. Like 10 times. And just keep doing that until you really hear yourself, you know? Screaming. Our brains, let me not stop. That is all. Thank you for listening. And please continue. If you have any thoughts or anything like that, please find us on our socials. Send us an email. Send us an email. Direct message. Leave a comment. Anything. But get in contact on Instagram and Twitter. We're at the offdutypod. And on Gmail, we're offdutypodsubmissions@gmail.com. So yeah, let us know what your thoughts are. There's a lot to be said about dating in this life. And yeah, we shall catch you on the flip side.